Hello, beautiful people. If this is your first time here, welcome to Kat's Message of the Day. It's wonderful to have you here with me. And for those of you returning, it's great to see you again. Before I get into the message, please note that this is a channeled collective group message, meaning that it may not resonate with you, and that's okay. It's not for you today. Come back and visit me tomorrow where it may be more aligned with what you need to know. So let's get into it. It's time to let go of guilt. Have your thoughts just said, nah, I don't have any guilt? We can carry guilt over so many things, often consciously unaware. Your mind, your thoughts, don't want you to find, heal, and release guilt, as it's one of the strongest emotional attachments that impact our self-love, our self-worth, belief, and value. Guilt has the power to impact your emotional balance daily. What have you done that you blame yourself for? Guilt. What things do you feel that you caused? Guilt. What do you feel bad about? Guilt. What didn't you do? Guilt. Or what haven't you done? Guilt. So many things in our daily life can cause an emotion of guilt. And what happens is we slowly keep storing it down, right down where, it's called suppress. I'll keep going. Everything you hold guilt for deletes a little more of self-worth and belief that you are deserving. Don't say you carry guilt. Be aware of it, acknowledge it, and then choose to learn from it, heal from it by self-forgiveness, and then release it. Throw it out. It's a process. Because some people say, yeah, I know I carry guilt, and it just sits there. They don't do anything about it. If you stay stuck and sit in heaviness of guilt, you're only stomping your happiness. Guilt is a major factor what really holds us back, and it contributes to lessening our value and worth of self. Because if we feel bad about things, then why do we deserve to have things in life? What things from your past and even maybe right today that you feel guilty for? That's guilt. I know I carried guilt for a lot of years about what I allowed my children to be exposed to when they were growing up. It was all my fault why they've struggled with what they've gone through. I blamed me for everything. And then I discovered how much that guilt was holding me back. I was like, you got a choice, Kat. You either keep wallowing in that guilt and blame you and blah, blah, and keep telling yourself all the stories. You're the blame for everything. It's all your fault. And then I sat with myself one day and I looked at it and I went, did I know any different? No. Did I intentionally go out to allow my children to be exposed to the environment they were? No. And as much as when you look at that, you go, how did you not know that? We don't. There are some of you that are so, if you're in a really bad relationship, it's none of this is intentional, but we get so consumed in our own crap, right? You know what I'm speaking about. You know it. And yeah, it doesn't mean you love your children any less. For those parents out there, it's really hard to swallow. But you don't move forward unless you choose to swallow it and really look at it. It was the way that I healed. I went, you know what? I never intentionally set out to do and to expose my children to what they were exposed to. Because in essence, I repeated my cycle. I was exposed to a lot of what my children were exposed to. Did I know any different? No. It's not about making excuses. Some of you may be going, yeah, that sounds like an excuse. No, absolutely, I'm not excusing my behaviour. But I'm absolutely looking at it for what it is and going, well, why did that happen? Did I intentionally do it? No. So if I wasn't aware, why am I carrying this guilt? This may resonate with some of you out there, and some of you may go, oh, it sounds like you're excusing. I've not once said I've excused my behaviour. But carrying guilt, I know damn well does not serve me in any way, shape or form to live my best life and be the best version of me. Because if I was still carrying guilt, I would not be doing this video today. I would not be in the relationship I have today. There would be so many things different. And I know that to be true in every cell of my being. Guilt is massive. I almost, you know how you've got back in the olden days where they had the black ball and then there were chains connected to, with that for the prisoners, for the ankle, the ankle chains, and there was the black ball. That's how I see guilt attached to us. However, guilt is the black ball and the chains. There's so many different chains connected to us that's holding us back. Every different situation in your life or circumstance that you feel bad for is another chain linked to you that's just weighing you down. Guilt's heavy. Guilt's heavy. If you stay stuck in the heaviness of guilt, you're only stomping your happiness and stopping yourself from moving forward and living your best life and being the best version of you. Go and find all the guilt. Write down a list of things that you feel bad about, or that you blame yourself for, or that you haven't done, or that maybe you've hurt someone. Write it down. Maybe if it is that you've hurt someone, you need to meet them and absolutely apologize for what you did, but make sure you apologize with no excuses or justifications. Validate them without that. Just simply look at them and say, I'm so sorry. And that's all you need to say. Not, but, oh, I was. If there is a but, you've just deleted your apology. So don't. Don't excuse your behavior. Be sorry for it. This is going to be a long one because it's a heavy one, and I really want to give at the end of this some tools, or I may do another video again in regards to this, because there's a lot coming to the surface. All right, so let's keep moving along to the Daily Angel Guidance book. What have we got today? Review what you've learned. Now, did I not just say in the channeled message that in order to if you carry guilt, be aware of it, acknowledge it, then choose to learn from it, heal from it by self-forgiveness, and finally release it. Absolutely. That is, yeah, okay. So where I was going before with my, I really had so much guilt about my mothering and being a mother and all the things that I felt that I did. And the way that really did assist me to shift that was by looking at the lessons that I took away from that. I learned a lot. And what I learned from all of what I didn't do then is what I implement now, and I'm able to teach others. And I did bring it into my second relationship with Darren and the 3 girls. So I learnt from that, and now I'm able to teach others. Because at the end of the day, we didn't learn how to be a mum. Yeah, you got your parenting books, but they don't go into explaining why we do some of the things we do and how our past defines, and really teaches us how to mother. We do tend to sometimes repeat the cycle, because really where we learnt how to mother was observation as a child of what we experienced from our parent. Not surprising, is it, really? So review what you've learned before I read a page from the book. Take a deep breath and close your eyes, just to recenter yourself so you can absorb the words from this message. Okay, when you were young, your parents probably asked you, "What did you learn today?" And you then recount some lesson from school. But even when you denied even learning anything, deep down you knew that you discovered something new. And there may be some of you out there like me that my mum never asked that. That wasn't what she valued. She didn't value education. And it's not a criticism about my mum. She didn't know that either. So I just wanted to highlight, in case some of you didn't get asked that and going, well, I wasn't asked that. Yeah, but you learn something every day. You gain wisdom from all life experiences, including the challenging ones. When you look back on painful events, stop and ask yourself, what did I learn? This question will help you see the gift within the situation, and you'll know that you didn't undergo anything in vain. Every circumstance teaches you patience, compassion, strength, and other valuable lessons. Take a moment to review the knowledge that you've gained lately. What did you learn yesterday? How about today? All lessons are valuable treasures that you can never lose, so enjoy and appreciate them. Thought for today. I see the gift within every experience, extracting from what can be learned from each relationship and situation. Like a diver finds a beautiful pearl, I value my life lessons. Wow. Could that be any more aligned with the channeled message? As you can see, I just get blown away every day. And I thank my higher self, my guidance. It all comes from a place of love. I feel extremely blessed to be able to bring you these messages, and especially when, the book and everything just flows through. If things are going on in your life, or you find that you're focusing more on the guilt, the things that you haven't achieved, or what's going on in your life right now, really maybe look at difficult situations and then get a notepad and pen and see if you can find the lesson in it. There is something, and I'm not going to, maybe lesson is too harsh if it's a really hurtful or painful event. I don't want you to feel that it's, but see if there is something that you took away from that for you, for your personal growth. It could be that, you know what, I felt that this person wasn't trustworthy, but I didn't go by my gut instinct. I allowed this to go, oh no, they're all good. Or you allowed someone else to sway your decision. That's what I'm speaking about. I'm sure that there is situations or circumstances or people in your life where your gut went, it's not right. And this took over and said, no, it's all good. Yeah, no, go. And so if we want to look at the lesson for you would be to write, trust in self more. Shut out the external opinions. I believe in what my intuition tells me. There's just 3 of them. And see how it's just about just learning more about you. That's why I give everything is more so you know you. You know what makes you tick. Like so well. So see if you can find the lesson about self of what part did you play in that, and if it was, for instance, not hearing your intuition and going by your gut instinct, then write that down and make a bloody post-it note. I will listen to my gut instinct. I will shut off. I always like positive. I will listen to my inner guidance. That is just brilliant. Now I'm going to keep moving on because there's actually 3 cards today, and I'm like, clearly they needed to really share a lot of information today, or I'm sharing a lot of information. Moon tree. Well, I'm not getting anything from that, so let's see what the moon tree has for us. So before I read this message, as always, close your eyes, take a deep breath, just recenter yourself so you can really absorb the words from this message. An old idea resurfaces. Conditions are now right. The moon is in alignment with your heavenly star. Nurture this idea with love and positive energy. You will achieve positive results. The mysterious image on the card shows a majestic oak tree rooted in fertile soil. It has grown strong and tall, its branches reaching out to the sky, nourished by the light of a spiritual moon. This card also represents a marriage of some kind, the marriage of heaven and earth, the physical and the spiritual, or a sacred union through which something new is born. That, now I get where it says the physical and the spiritual. I was really just speaking about gut intuition. So it's about you really tapping into that and trusting it. There's a lack of trust, and some of you that are watching this are really analytical beings, and you're in your head a lot. Your thoughts, maybe your job is very analytical, very spreadsheets, a lawyer, something that's very, I'll use the word clinical, but it's not quite the word, but very, I just keep going back to analytical. And that's maybe the struggle, is you use your brain and your mind so much during the day for work that you struggle to switch it off and really listen to what your inner guidance shares with you. And this came along to say, that's okay that you're analytical, cool. You're that at work and that is your overall being, but allow yourself some time to just quieten. And if you're a bit confused or feeling lost about something, just sit with yourself and then really go, how do I feel about this? If there is something that you're in conflict of and you're not sure which way to go, then sit with yourself and ask the question, and ask instead, say not what you think, what you feel about it. Because think is an assumption, it's not truth. But to feel it, if it feels right, then go for it. And know that this is just guidance. This is not legal advice or anything like that. But it's just about, tapping into your inner self. All right, next card that jumped. Inner child. Okay. Yeah, there are some of you that are watching this, that there is guilt that you carry from your childhood. But what I'm getting, it's more the fact some of you are blaming you in essence and saying you were a naughty kid, or you didn't listen to your mum, or you were quite rude to your parents, you were disrespectful to your parents. And that in essence is really coming to the surface slowly. You're not really able to identify it, but you know that you're feeling bad about something. Yeah. Some of you may be having, and I use the word conflict, but disconnect, that's a better word. Disconnect with your parents. And I'm going to say what I'm getting is there's disconnect because there's guilt attached to something that you did as a kid, or something that you haven't shared with them that you feel bad for, something that you lied about as a kid that you feel bad for. It's coming to the surface, and I say bad, but meaning guilt, right? And it's actually causing the disconnect. You seem to be frustrated with your folks and you're not really sure why. I'm going to say, whatever you did as a kid, whether it's lying or you feel like you were disrespectful or, yeah, even stole from them, stole money, or, yeah, I got money, but it wasn't a lot. But there's this sense of guilt. It's quite overwhelming. And that's causing this disconnect with your folks. So it's time to sit with self and find it. Because that's that. And for the parents out there, what guilt are you carrying for your kids? What do you feel bad about as you're parenting? What are you blaming yourself for when it comes to your kids? Because that's really strong. That's really strong with that. So that's what I get from that. Let's go to the book and see what the book has to share with us. Inner child. All right, before I read this, once again, close your eyes, take a deep breath. Just to rebalance yourself so you can absorb the words from this message. Your inner child yearns love and attention. Your inner child wants to have fun, so maybe it's time to stop taking things so seriously and listen to the message your inner child has for you. I live inside your heart, waiting patiently. I, the one you left behind, has never left you. For through your travels, your days and nights, I have been with you. Look back through the midst of time and the clouds of emotions and you will see me. I am here waiting. In finding me, you will become whole. In knowing me, you will yourself better. You will know yourself also better. For we are one. I am the pure essence of you before the world took hold and reshaped you and reprogrammed you. I am the essence of your soul self, the guardian of your true self. Let us travel the rest of our path together. A whole world awaits us. A whole universe surrounds us with love. All of time resides within us. All of time unfolds before us. Let us shed light on darkness. Let us jump for joy. Let us be all that we are through life's unfolding dreams. Let love conquer all. Every time I read this page, the last couple of paragraphs, it's just so powerful. And I hope that you felt that power. And it's so true for us. Our inner child is waiting to be validated, acknowledged, so he or she can join your adult life and become one. So the next card, 3 today, huge, is the one that I pulled, listening. What I get from that is absolutely, it's time to listen to your inner self. And when I say your inner self, not the inner self from here, the inner self from here, your intuition, your inner guidance, your gut instinct, whatever word resonates with you, know that each and every one of you, you have this inside of you. You just need to want to tap into it and find it and connect to it. And listening is the most powerful tool to learning and gaining knowledge of self. Respectfully listen without judgment. Because sometimes things come up to the surface about our childhood, and as an adult, as an adult self, we dismiss it and go, oh, it's no big deal. Nah, I've heard worse. People go through worse stuff. No. Stop judging. Listen and hear what comes up, because when it comes up or comes into your thoughts and you're thinking about a childhood event, it means it's time to heal. Acknowledge it. And if you're a parent, just think about, I can't believe I just said that, think. Go back and reflect, has your child experienced something like that, and would you have just gone, no big deal? Pretty sure that if your child has experienced something that has made them cry, or it hurts them, or they're being bullied, whatever is going on, you are absolutely going to nurture them. You are absolutely going to kiss and hug them and go, you know what, it's okay. I'm here for you. It's terrible what's happened. And yet, we don't do that for ourselves when we're a child, as an adult. Doesn't make sense. So let's go to the card of listening. Before I read this, as usual, if you want to close your eyes and take a deep breath with me, just so you can recenter yourself to absorb the words from this message. You're about to receive an important message from your higher self, or alternatively, from someone dear to you who has passed into the realm of the spirit world. The information you receive will clarify and shed light on something important to you. Over the coming days, try to relax and switch off from the outside world at times. Bring your focus within and listen to the feelings, for the intuitive whispers that flow through your mind and feelings that swell up from within your heart center. When the time is right, you will know. It is often when you least expect it. Again, it's going back to the channeled message, and it's all about intuitive gut feelings. And there are messages coming. And it could be from your higher self. It could be from people who have passed. It could, and it comes in the form of just a thought, okay, guys? Don't perceive what I'm saying as you're going to hear whispers in your ear and hear voices and you're going to feel stuff, and don't go to the extreme. For some of you, it could even be that you overhear something that someone else is saying in a conversation and it triggers something in you. It could be that you're having a conversation and a friend or a family member say something that you go, oh. So this is what I'm speaking about. It could be even something in the TV, the radio, a podcast, a YouTube video you're watching, something from this that triggers something. That's your messages, okay? I wanted to highlight that for the analytical beings watching this, because I know that not all of you are holistic or spiritual or are into this, but you take something away from this every day, and I'm so grateful for that. So I really want to bring it back to the basics and not, and I guess the analytical, the logical, that's a better word. So just be on high alert of what's going on in your surroundings, because there may be a message in there for you. And it may trigger something that you've held so deep that guilt's attached to. It brings it to your memory bank and you go, oh, great. Embrace that, because it allows you the opportunity now to look at it and acknowledge it, heal from it, release it. That's brilliant. Just be on high alert and really be aware, consciously aware of your surroundings and how it's making you feel, your reaction to it, okay? The emotional state is really important to see how you react to things. So I hope that you've got something little from today. And as always, I thank you for spending your time with me. And I respect today was a little bit longer, but it's a really valuable message that can make and assist in having great shifts in you and getting breakthroughs to really start moving forward in your life's journey. If you've been struggling, then it's time to really look at that part of you that holds guilt. Search deep, okay? Don't just go, nah, there's nothing. Go inward and do whatever you got to do for that. So remember, you matter. You matter. After all, you're your most valuable bloody asset. So invest in you. Don't say you don't have time. If you enjoyed today's video, please like my video, subscribe to it, and also click on the notifications bell so you'll be notified when I upload tomorrow's cat's message of the day. So for today, take care.